You ever lie awake at 2 a.m., replaying a conversation you had 3 years ago, thinking of all the things you should have said? Yeah, your brain is stuck in a loop, and it thinks it's helping. Welcome back to High Functioning Mind, where we act like we've got it together, while our brain runs 47 tabs in the background. Overthinking sounds like, I'm just being thorough, or I'm preparing for every outcome, or I need to figure this out before I move. But here's the truth. Overthinking isn't thinking harder. It's thinking in circles, the same loop, the same data. Zero new conclusions. And here's the uncomfortable part. The people who overthink the most are usually the intelligent ones. Not because overthinking is smart, but because your brain learned early on that thinking harder solved problems. It worked in school, it worked in exams, so now your brain applies it to everything, including things that can't be solved by thinking. See, overthinking gives you a feeling of control. If I just think about it long enough, I'll crack the code. I'll predict what they'll say, I'll avoid the mistake, I'll protect myself from pain. But that's the illusion, because most of life isn't a puzzle to solve, it's a wave to ride. And while you're in your head, deciding whether to text back, or whether that person hates you now, or whether you should take the job or not, life keeps moving. Opportunities close. Conversations stale, energy drains, and the thing you were preparing for already happened. Now here's the part that might help. Your brain isn't broken. It's actually doing what it evolved to do, predict danger. Back when survival meant avoiding lions and poisonous berries, the brain that ran worst-case scenarios lived longer. But now, there's no lion. There's just an email you haven't replied to, and your brain treats it the same way. And here's the part people don't want to hear. Sometimes, overthinking isn't about thinking, it's about not doing. Because doing is scary. Doing has consequences. Doing can be rejected. But thinking is safe. You're working on it without ever risking failure. And then there's this belief, if I think enough, I'll make the perfect decision. But perfect decisions don't exist. Every choice has trade-offs. Every path has unknowns. The best you can do is make a good enough decision and course correct as you go. That's not settling. That's reality. Now let's talk about the dark version, when overthinking becomes rumination. You're not solving, you're spiraling. The same thought, the same shame, the same regret, on repeat. This isn't analysis. This is self-punishment disguised as productivity. So how do you break it? 3 interventions. Not motivational. Just practical. 1. Name the loop. Say out loud, I'm in an overthinking loop right now. Naming it creates distance. You're not the thought, you're observing the thought. And maybe the real shift is this. Giving yourself permission to be imperfect, to make the wrong call sometimes, to say the awkward thing, to not have it all figured out. Because the alternative is standing still forever, analyzing every angle of a life you're not living. Here's the paradox. You think overthinking protects you, but it actually keeps you in the place that hurts you most. The uncertainty, the waiting, the limbo. Action ends the loop. Even imperfect action, even action that leads to a mistake, because at least then you have new data, new information to think about, instead of recycling old fears. So here's the invitation. The next time you catch yourself in the loop, ask, is this thinking or is this avoiding? Am I gathering information or just delaying action? And if the answer is delay, close the loop, make the move, send the text, apply for the thing. Your brain will catch up. It always does. If you want to explore this topic deeper, debate whether overthinking is ever useful, or discuss when analysis becomes avoidance, check out DEBATE.SH. It's a platform for structured discourse where ideas are tested and the best reasoning rises. No endless scrolling, just quality thinking. Link in the description. If this resonated, subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's the thing you've been overthinking that you already know the answer to?